You look really confident out there. How do you feel today?
Feel good, just a little sore, you know. Fighting Brazilians have been a daily thing for me now that I'm on the Black Zillions team. So I expected a tough guy. But like I said, I have a team full of amazing grapplers, a lot of black belts. So I'm constantly defending chokes and arm bars and triangles. So I went in very confident tonight. The only thing I had to do was take a step back and slow my pace, but still be aggressive. I think in the Lozon fight, I was too aggressive too early. And then in the Jim Miller fight, I wasn't aggressive enough, and I let him off the hook. So I took those two fights, and I've been studying those two fights for the last few months. And I wanted to take this fight and kind of pace myself and make my measuring stick right in the middle. And I think I was successful in that area by going out, being able to attack the guy, but take my time and in bad situations be able to get out before he can sink anything in tight. So my jiu-jitsu coach, George Santiago, he's definitely happy with me right now. I know Coach Flavius back home is happy too. So I came in and just did my job.
Do you feel like you were fighting to save your job?
Man, you know what? In this business, you know, I've been in the UFC successfully now 7 years in a row. This is my 7th win on the 4th of July. I'm undefeated on the 4th. I think this is my fight card that I show up for the most. But it was in the back of my mind that with another loss, I probably can lose my job. You know, this is my childhood dream as a 14-year-old kid. I always wanted to be in the UFC, and I don't think I would be one of those fighters who get cut from the UFC and fight elsewhere. So I definitely always feel like my job's on the line, but I think that's a good thing for me because it makes me work that much harder so that I don't lose my job. But I never fight safe. You know, I still wanted to finish that fight. I'm upset that I didn't finish, but whoever I fight next, man, I feel sorry for him.
Melvin, it got really hairy at the end of round 1 for you. You know, you were mounted, and then all of a sudden you slipped out. You landed a big shot. Do you feel like that turned the tide, or really secured a real dominant position for you for the rest of the fight after that?
Yeah, I mean, I had to give up the mount. It was either give up the mount or let him take my back fully, and in practice, you know, I'll take the mount any day. You know, I'll give up the mount besides taking my back. You know, a cold word was don't drop the soap tonight. So it really was. So all I could think was don't drop the soap and just keep my back to the mat and just keep him off me. When he mounted me, my mount escapes always have been good. So I was definitely comfortable in that situation other than him being on my back. And then he dropped a couple of big shots, but they all hit me in the arms. None of them got through, even the elbow, I swear to it. None of them landed. And then when he set up to take a deep breath, that's when I bucked him off me. So it's all, like, jiu-jitsu is very tricky, man. It's like you can move, but sometimes you move too much and guys sink things in tighter. So I wanted to wait till I felt I had an opening and then go for my escape.
Do you feel like the Black Zillions camp has rejuvenated your career since you've been with them since January or so?
Man, you know, I go back and forth about camps, and I do miss Coach Greg and them a lot. I miss those guys all the time, and sometimes in the beginning I felt like I shouldn't have left, you know, especially with coming off of 2 losses, you know, when leaving. But I definitely found my home with the Black Zillions, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for all my training partners. Definitely a whole lot of Brazilians, you know. But, you know, that's always been my Achilles heel. That's always been the things that set me back from being a champion. And to be able to now go into a gym every day and work with world-class black belts who didn't get their belts in the mill, it's a humbling experience. And I have my first gi and no-gi Naga tournament in 2 weeks in Orlando that I'm going to go home to on Monday and get ready for. And I'm excited about that next, you know, and we'll see what happens next. Maybe if I start submitting guys, they might start giving me more strikers.